And then I'll show you when done. I'm going to show you when I'm done.
Okay. How about now?
Not right now. I need to switch them. Now.
Okay, go. Today, I'm just going to give you an update on what we're doing. It is Friday, and the kids are still on spring break, so we're all home. David's doing some finishing up projects. He's got some flooring to do, and he's going to do a dump run. So I just wanted to give you a few clips and insights into today. So here's my new kitchen floor. It's just a pretty generic gray tile. It is ceramic though, which is nice. Like it's not plastic, it's not laminate or vinyl. Next we're going to start working on painting the cupboards and cabinets, which are this sort of ugly honey color, which I've never liked, but we put it off, and now it's time to actually paint it. And I'm also going to be painting the walls. It's probably not going to show up well on camera, but right now they're a light yellow. I'm going to paint them a light gray, which is kind of, it's what they used to be when we first moved in. It's a nice neutral, like a blank canvas for the new owners so that they can paint it whatever they want. So I have to take these things down, take off all of the outlet covers and switch plates. And then we're going to be replacing all the trim that's going to go along the bottom. David also is going to be replacing the sliding glass door, which again has been on our list since we moved in. But we've been putting it off, and now it's time to get it done, which is also why I did not remove the stickers that are on the glass from Annalise's birthday party last year, because she had an underwater theme. I just left them because we're like, oh, we're just going to replace it anyway, so why not? It makes sure that the little kids don't run into the glass too, which is nice because I babysit. And at the time, it seemed really helpful to keep her from walking right into the glass. So this is the back deck, and out here we have a lot of things that we need to get rid of. I'm planning to post our furniture for sale on the marketplace, and then I have a lot of pots that are in really good shape that I'll probably donate, like to Buy Nothing, or my church is having a rummage sale. I'll see if they have room for those. And then the ones that are in bad shape I'm just going to take to the dump. Like these bins here, these were in the garden. I grew potatoes in them for several years, and they've just deteriorated. I can't say that word, deteriorated. This kind of plastic is not designed to be outside, and so what happens is the temperature changes and the sun degrade the plastic over time, and it becomes really brittle, and so it just breaks. So those needed to come out. That's going to go in the compost, not compost, excuse me, that's compost. It's going to go in the dump. I don't think we can even recycle it, so that's sad, but when you're moving, you kind of have to just let things go. The playground here, we're also going to post on probably Buy Nothing, like U-Haul, come and get it kind of thing. It's pretty beat up. There's some good parts to it, like some of the big pieces of wood are still really strong and in good shape, but some of the slats that are thinner need to be replaced. There's some roof pieces missing, but if you just replace those, it really would last a little while longer if you had the time. We don't have the time, so we're going to give it away. Same with the trampoline. We're just going to give that away to whoever wants to come and get it. We're going to wait till after Annalise's birthday, though, so that the kids have something to play on. Plus, the RV's still in the way. I can't pull this stuff out through the side yard with the RV in place. So my task today is to gather up all of these broken toys, little bits of plastic things, old squirt guns that are full of sand. You can thank the toddler for that. They've been playing with them. It's not like they're not useful toys. But we're going to clean this all up, get all this plastic picked up and put away, taken to the dump, kind of just streamline the yard, make it look more, I guess, clean. And I need to work on this. Also, it's been raining. Because it's been raining, I haven't had time to take care of this massive pile. This compost came from the walkways in the garden. It's mostly wood chips with compost mixed in because the wood chips have broken down. So I've been screening it with this screen here and using it to top off the beds with the nutrient-dense compost because this stuff is really good. It also has, you know, 3 months of chicken poo because the chickens lived in my garden for a few months in the winter. So that's really rich, nutrient-rich soil for the garden. And I like that I get free soil. Anytime I can get free soil for my garden, I'm going to take it. Let's see, what else am I doing out here? We need to mow at some point, but it's been too wet again. I need to fertilize the peach tree, which actually was supposed to be David's job, but he's got too many other things going on. There's my dog. Hey, dog. Say hi, Luke. He loves being outside with me. Anytime I go outside, he comes. Right now I'm going to take some of the plants out of the greenhouse so they can get some real sunshine, at least as long as it lasts, and start to develop their sunscreen. As an aside, like thinking about garden things, you do need to harden... Ooh, hello, dog. Why are you barking? What do you want? Hi. You do need to harden off your plants. That just means get them accustomed to living outside in the elements. Plants develop their own like UV sun protection, like sunscreen, but they have to be exposed to it to develop it. So if your plants have been living in your house or in a greenhouse, this particular greenhouse is built with this plastic, and the plastic is treated with a UV barrier so that it doesn't degrade being in the sun, which makes sense, but it blocks the UV from my plants, so my plants are now not protected from the UV rays. So I have to take them out of the greenhouse and give them some time in the real sun without the protection of the UV barrier so that they develop that sunscreen so that they don't burn when I stick them out. If you were to just take these and stick them directly in the garden, they would scald. They would get sunburned, and we don't want that because we put all the time and effort into these plants. We don't want them to get sunburned. So it takes a little more time and effort to do, but it is worth it. I have lost plants to sunburn, so take the time and do it. I do a couple hours every day on a really, really bright days. If it's just direct sun, I kind of watch them. I'll probably put them in after half an hour maybe at first, and then you slowly increase the amount of time that they're in the sunlight every day so that by the time you're done, they're ready to go outside and they've got their sunscreen on. I'm going to take you into my greenhouse now. So here's my greenhouse. It's a bit of a mess right now with everything. But I have this olive plant. These are the peppers that survived the winter so far, at least. We'll see if I can get them to perk up in the sun. And see, I actually had these out in the sun too long, and you can see that is sunburn. That's what happens when you put them out. They just get burnt. So these may not survive. But it was an experiment. I love to experiment with my plants and my gardening, and I just take what I can from it. If it's just experience that I've learned, great. If I don't actually get a plant out of it, it's okay. At least I learned something. So up here, those of you who watched my previous videos this year got to see me start. Most of these I've started a bunch without you. And up-potted some, which I meant to video, but in all the moving things around, I actually lost my camera charger, the battery charger, so I couldn't video. But anyway, I'm going to take these trays and set them on the deck so they can get a little sun. Although looking now, there's a big black cloud, like, oh no, don't rain, please. There's blue sky over here. Blue. Ick. Hopefully it'll go by quickly and not drop a bunch of rain. I'll have to check my weather. I just want a little bit of sunlight. It doesn't have to be direct sunlight, just something. just to get them started, because I want to put them out. I really, really want to put them outside. We're past technically our last frost date. I'm still keeping an eye on things. There's a chance we can always get another frost. But some of these more cold hardy vegetables, like these are cabbages, they could totally go out right now if they were hardened off, if they had their sunscreen, but they don't. So I have to get them used to the sun first, and then I can plant them out. So, and I did that to the peas already to get them out, because that was important, to get them out before they got too big. And those sunflowers in the back, I don't know if you can see how tall they are. Those are mammoth sunflowers, and they will tower over me. Well, maybe not me. They'll tower over the new owners in the garden, assuming they don't chop them down. So I want to be honest with you and share some of my wins and some of my losses. Some of these are hurting pretty bad for water. These peas, for example, I don't know if they'll come back, but I'm going to put some water, see if they'll come back. These guys are fine. They still have I mean, it looks dry, but I can tell just by the weight of it that there's still quite a bit of moisture in there. Same with these. But some of them are looking pretty sad, like they need water. So I'm going to water them and see if they come back. If they don't come back, for me at least, it's not a big deal, because I'm just focused on other things. My priorities right now are elsewhere, and that's okay. We can't do everything 100% all the time. I'm going to do the best I can and save what I can, and if I lose things, I mean, we're moving in like 64 days or something. I don't have a lot of time I can't prioritize these plants the way I normally would. So they're going to kind of get what I have left over, which is sad, but also necessary in this stage, in this phase of our adventure. I just have to prioritize other things, and the plants kind of get pushed to the back burner, which, I mean, we'll still get some really good plants out of it. I'm not that worried. Like, all these flowers and cabbages look great. The peas that I already put out in the garden are doing wonderful. My tomatoes look awesome. They need to be up potted. That's probably something I'll do tonight. Maybe if I can try to remember to take the camera with me and do that. The tomatillos need up potted. The zinnias. So we're going to do that. I'm going to water them, and we'll see if these peas that are left over from me putting peas in the garden, see if these guys will bounce back or not. If not, it's not a big loss. So now that my plants have been outside for a while with the sun, the sun did finally come out, I'm going to go ahead and bring them back into the greenhouse because I don't want them to burn. I watered everything, so they're all nice and watered. I'll try to show you here. These are my nasturtium, looking beautiful. I forget what these are called. I don't remember. I have to look it up. But they're doing really good. And then these need to be up potted. All of these things. These are already up potted. They're ready to go in the ground as soon as I get them, as soon as they're used to the sunlight. And then some of these need to be up potted. And those are already up potted. They, again, could go in the ground as soon as they're ready. My onions aren't looking so great. I don't know why. They just sort of look puny. They're still growing, like, let's see if I can show you. This is still pretty solid green. It's too bright, huh? You can't see that. But for some reason they looked kind of puny. They're doing better now. They're growing. The reason you trim the tops is so that they start to put their energy into the bulb rather than into the shoot. And there. Oh, and the reason you pet them is to make them stronger. When you run your hand over them, or when the wind blows on them like it is now, they actually will get stronger. So that's why I do that all the time. Plus it's fun. It feels nice. So don't forget to pet your plants. My backyard currently looks a little disheveled. I had the kids pick up all their toys. This is what's left that didn't go to the dump. Some of this we'll give away. Some of it we'll take with us. And then we moved our patio furniture out into the yard so I could take pictures of it and post it on the Facebook Marketplace thing, and holy cow, I got like 20 different notifications, people trying to get my furniture. Some of them were scams, I'm sure, so just be careful out there. Make sure that you're not getting scammed. I believe the person that we picked, David's going to drive the furniture to their house so that people aren't coming to our house to get it. So just be careful. And then we took the rug that I had here. The rug is gone. I got to decide what I'm going to do with my lanterns. I probably could have tossed them in the dump. I don't know. They're so pretty, though. I don't know. I have to decide. It's hard. Next will be the table and chairs once I get them cleaned off. Just slowly working our way through stuff, getting rid of things. All the sandbox toys are out of the sandbox except for what used to be a water table has recently become a sand table. It's just full of sand, which is fine. The kids play with it, but it's going to have to go. That's that blue and green thing underneath the playground. So right now what I'm going to do is work on sifting some of this compost for the garden. So to do that, I take this lovely tool that David built. So David built this. He put this wire mesh and he screwed this piece on so it sandwiches the wire so it doesn't come out when you're, because then I put this on the wheelbarrow, put it on like that, and then I'll put the soil on top of the screen and rub it around, and the good stuff will fall down. The stuff that's not finished I'll put back on the pile, and we'll just keep going until it's all just wood chips left and I've got soil for the garden. Okay, after some interruptions, I finally got a wheelbarrow full of compost, sifted it, it's all good to go. So now we're going to take it over to the garden and add it to a bed. So although it didn't quite look like it needed more soil, like it looked full, adding this top layer of compost is just gonna like supercharge the nutrients in this bed, and it keeps it topped off, so it's full. Sometimes I'll even put organic, like plant food fertilizer in when I plant my plants, but they probably don't need it. This stuff is so rich. It's also really heavy right now because it's wet, because we've had rain the last few days, but it adds that extra layer to my soil, So I'm going to smooth this out and then cover it with straw, just like the others. Okay, I got that garden bed all done, all prepped. Say hi, chickens. So I have one more bed to do here, which is this back one behind me, which is where my green beans will go, which I need to get planted soon. And then the front yard garden, which I'll show you later. It's time to go make dinner, so I'm going to sign off this video here. I can't see you, sorry, the sun. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'm going to keep posting these videos about our progress, what we're doing, how we're doing. I feel really good today because we got a lot of stuff out of the house, whereas, you know, the last couple days it feels like we're just moving stuff around from place to place and not actually taking it off the property. So getting stuff out of here definitely helps me feel better. I feel like I can breathe a little more and we can actually start cleaning, painting, all that fun stuff. So we'll keep you posted. Thanks.